Buddy, I'm Rhonda with Sol Design. Thanks for joining me today. I'm working on a ring right now and getting it ready to show you. Hope everybody's doing well today. Let me pull up the feed on my computer so I can see everybody's comments. Let's see here. First of all, I am going to put my my website address into the comment section, so you will have that. Let's see, there we go. So I do have a new website. It's Sol Design LLC .com. So please visit that so you can make purchases, and anything that you see here today is for sale. So there's the ring that I just finished. It's wire wrapped and nice pretty blue stone, and get rid of that. And so you can see right there that I've just wire wrapped that, and got it's blue with white, and then it's got the silver wire wrapping on it. It's a size 9, yes. And then I just made this one too. This one is a starfish, or actually I think it's a flower, sorry. Kind of looks like maybe a sand dollar, starfish, or a flower. Looks like sea glass. See if I can get that to come in focus. There you go. This also is a size 9. But the nice thing is I do have these beads, and if you're interested in either one of these, I can make them for you in your size. You just need to tell me, hello Lisa, thanks for joining. I was just telling everybody about the rings that I have just made. I'll show you. So here's the blue stripe, wire wrapped, and it's a size 9. And then we have, either looks like a sand dollar or a starfish or flower, not sure which, but it is raised, as you can see, wire wrapped and silver, and again it's a size 9. And you know, if you're interested in those, they can be on my website by tomorrow, and you can take advantage of those there. So anyway, that's what I was working on today. A couple of other projects that I have to show you. So one thing that I like to do with extra clay that I have left over, so you can see this here is just a ball of color. It's kind of gotten gray and muted. Is I will, if I have some other colors that I'm already working with, I will chop them up into very fine, small little pieces, and I'm talking small. And then I add, I kind of separate all of those pieces out, and I add acrylic paint to it. This time I have added, as you can see here, I added a copper acrylic paint to the different color, and it's all just, there's different pieces that I've already made out of these. So this is just a combination of everything that I have made, all chopped up together. And then I put the acrylic paint in it, and then I also put the copper sheet in it too. The copper leaf is a very fine metal that is just really super thin. It goes flying around the room if you have your ceiling fan on, which I always do. Therefore, it flies around the room, and I have to catch it. But there again, you know, I mix that in and top it with the copper leaf, and then I put it all together in the into a triangle, or a rectangle, and then cut pieces out of it. So let me show you what that looks like rolled out. if I can get it here. There we go. So this is what it looks like rolled out. And you can see here all the different colors. You can see, and it falls apart pretty easily. And you can see there, the veining in between there is all of that copper acrylic paint, craft paint. So after I've rolled it out and I get it to where I like the colors are muted, sometimes I'll take it a bit further and I'll stretch it out even further so you can see that marble painting in there. Depending on what I'm looking for, I can run this through the pasta machine and really stretch it out and make it more muted, or I can keep it looking like this where it is more of the more small pieces. So for this project, I did keep it smaller pieces, and this is what I ended up with. So you can see that copper veining going through there. You can see the different colors. I thought these turned out really nice. I was very pleased with the way they came out. And I did them in two different shapes. Here you've got the rounder shape. And you can see that copper veining going through there on all of these pieces. So I was very pleased with this. This is something, so if you've got clay that you've worked with and you don't know what else to do with it, there's not enough to actually cut something out extra with it, then you can take it and join it with other pieces that you have and make something like this. So keep that in mind when you're working with polymer clay. Never throw out your polymer clay, because even when it gets gray and ugly like this, and it's because that it's not true pigment. So that's why it returns to its natural stage, which is gray. So if you have gray pieces like this, don't throw them out. Use them as the backdrop for making your balls out of, your beads, and for the backdrop of just about anything. So for instance, let me see, where is it? Here. This one, the underneath of this one has this gray. And then I just put this veneer over top of it. So that gives you an idea of what you can do with your extra gray pieces that you don't know what to do with. Because it takes a lot of clay to make this piece. That way you're only using the veneer that you have made instead of trying to use the whole veneer to make this bead. Just put this in there first, or wrap your coloring around this, and you've got something beautiful, and you've used up your gray clay. So that gives you some idea, for what you're looking for and what you're looking, what else you can do. So don't throw away your gray clay. Always use it for extra pieces. Another thing that I have done today, oh, there it is. So this is some pieces that I rolled these pieces. You can see here how this is just rolled into a cylinder. And then it has this nice square piece in the center of it. Again, these are all pieces and parts that I've had from other things that I've worked on in the past, so you can see all the different colors there. And sorry, trying to get it into focus, and it doesn't want to go. There it goes. All right, so you can see the colors in there. Let me show you what it turned out. So this is what I made with those squares. You can see here all the coloring that I have in here. It does have some blue in here. So you can see that I went ahead and picked up on that blue turquoise color. with this pendant. There you go. There's the blue that you can see in there. There's some reds, some blues, but I went ahead and picked up on the turquoise color and had that, bringing out that turquoise in there. These are all acrylic beads, and with the silver on here with that pendant. So that's what you can also do with your leftover clay, and that is what I've done with this. So you can see I've just cut these pieces out, sliced them across here like this, laid them out, and that's what I've come up with. I thought it turned out pretty cool. Let me know what you think about it. And then here are the earrings that go with this. And of course I drop one. I never fails. I always drop something. But you can see here the design is similar to the pendant. You still have that silver up top. And so let me know what you think about that. And that's what this jewelry set turned out to be. Thanks, Lisa. And don't know where that other one went, so you're just going to get to preview the one, and I'll show you the set again. And I thought it turned out really super cute. So let me know what you think about that. So that's one project that I have worked on this week. Again, like I said, just using my leftover clay, trying to get the most out of it without buying more and more clay. Nothing wrong with buying more clay, but if you've got some extra pieces and parts that you don't know what to do with, this is a great idea, because you never want to throw away. Again, don't ever throw away your clay. It's always usable somehow, some way. Here's some other ideas that I've come up with to use those clay pieces with. So this is my little cactus garden. This is a wood piece on the back. I've done a raised pattern around the back of it here. These are all little pieces, little cactuses that I've cut out and painted, and with the little pots. And this is all polymer clay. This is wood, but these little cactuses and pots are all polymer clay. So I thought that turned out really nice. Let me know what you think about that with the little sunflowers on there, or the cactus flowers. Cactuses don't have sunflowers, but they do here. So there you go. But anyway, let me know what you think about that. So, this is another way to use some leftover clay also. So this was all leftover clay that I had. And again, the back is wood. I've painted this, and I've also used a wood stencil on this, so it really has that wood grain look to it. But this was all gray clay that I have shaped and molded myself. There's no mold to this. I have actually done the flowers, the cactus, and the little cactuses here, in the pot. I've done all of this by hand and painted it. So yeah, hope you like that. But that's another thing that you can do with your gray, ugly clay that doesn't have any color left in it. You can make something like this. Do you have a class for that cactus sign? I don't, but you know what I do have? Thanks for asking, Lisa. What I do have this for coming up in July and August is, if you wanted to do something like that, I have creative classes for July and August. And you can sign up on Eventbrite. I can put that in, that'll be at the top of the video later on when I post it on other sites. And you can go in and apply for those classes and register and pay for those classes. They're on Tuesdays and Thursdays here at my house, at the studio at my house. And if you wanted to learn something like this, I don't normally do this class because sometimes I have as many as 4 or 5 people in my class. So it's hard to do something like this with everybody, but a one-on-one class, yeah, I can do that this summer. And I would love to do that with you. So sign up, go to eventbrite.com, look for Sol Design LLC, and you can get, sign up for the classes. Tell me what you want to work on. I want to learn how to make a wire wrapped ring. I want to learn how to take the gray clay and turn it into something else. I want to learn how to cut up the pieces and make something else out of them. So it's up to you what you want to learn. It's your summer and your class, so you can tell me what you want to learn and what you want to go deeper into. So thanks, Lisa, for that, to give us that idea. Here's another idea. I created these little polymer clay beads out of the gray, and then I wrapped this around it, took a section of that, wrapped it around it, and then just swirled it. So let's say you want to learn how to do that. That's what these classes are designed for this summer. They're designed for you to tell me what you want to work on, what you want to go further and deeper into this summer and learn. And you know what? You don't have to be a crafter for any of these classes. That's the beauty of it. If you just want to learn something new and try something fun, that's the beauty of these classes. I will teach you step by step how to do it. And believe me, it's very easy to work with the clay or anything. You know, even these rings and the wire wrapping. Let's say you've got some grandchildren or some family in town for the summer, and you're looking for something to do. Bring them to my class. I'd love to teach them, love to work with them. I work with ages from 6 and above, and as long as they can sit in a chair, I'm all about it. I would love to have them. So here is something else that I've worked on this week. It is a sign. So in it, and I'll have to read it to you, and I apologize for it being backwards, but it says, the beach house, go swimming, get a tan, take a nap, go fishing, collect seashells, read a book, make memories, relax, unwind, enjoy. So this is acrylic paint around the edges. This is actually a napkin that I have decoupaged. These are cutouts that I have done with some, they're called thinlits or die cuts that I have that we can use to make this, if this is something that you want to learn how to make. Here's the beach house here, and little seashells, Adirondack chair. So just wondering if I need to add more to it. Should I put some more, or is there enough on here? But you've got a sailboat, you've got some seashells, you've got some seagrass here. But I thought it turned out really cute. I'm really pleased with this. Do you think it needs more on it, or is there enough? So just let me know. And this will be on my website, hopefully in a couple of days. I'm getting a backlog of trying to get everything up and running. It's crazy out here. This is another piece that I have made recently. Okay, I like that. Thanks, Lisa. So this is stone that I've worked with here. And I have wire wrapped the stone onto here and used, so you can see that there. So I've wire wrapped that stone and used the copper beads in between the other stone beads, and it's the same up here also. This is kind of a greenish color. I think you can see it better back here if I don't get too close. It does have a very long chain on it, so it would probably, I think it hangs down probably about 36 inches. Might have the nope, I don't. I thought I had the size on there, but I don't. This is a wire wrap that I've done here, And so these are all wire wrapped also. They've got a little bit of a wire wrap around them, but these are all stones that I've picked up along my travels and along my way. And so, so you can see that, how pretty that is. This set is $40. I think it is on my website, but I'll have to check and make sure. So, and then this little guy. So last week I showed you what I was making with the Mediterranean vibe that we're going to have at Calliope, which Calliope is a little consignment shop, or big consignment shop, off of Silver Bell in Tucson. And if you're in the area of Tucson, check it out. You want to find some really cool stuff back there. That's where to find it. All kind of artists have their items there. Even my friend Lisa, she has some things there also. So check out Calliope's if you're in the Tucson area, because that's the place to go to find really cool, neat things. Anyway, Calliope is going to have a Mediterranean vibe for the month of July. And so last week I think you saw this, but I've done some more work to it. I've added the tile roof here. I've added another window on this side with the vine and some more flowers. I've also got some laundry hanging in the back, and then another door and window on this side. But this is a planter. This is all made out of cardboard. There's a wood bottom on the bottom of it, but this is all made from cardboard. These little pots I've made in the little little watering can, that is made out of polymer clay. The door and the windows are made out of polymer clay. The vine here is made out of paper that I've twisted. This is, the little bench here is actually a popsicle stick that I've cut up and worked with. Hand painted all of this, but so you can put fake plants in the top here, kind of like maybe you can get some succulents, something like that, to put on the back, put in this if you wanted to. You could leave it just like this with the laundry and the doors and the windows, but all hand painted, and but it's all made out of cardboard. And I've also used, so I've taken, to use my paste, and what I've done to do the stucco with here, I take cornstarch, white acrylic paint, and glue, and I use the tacky glue, the white glue. You can use any kind of white school glue, and get a consistency pretty much like you would with frosting. And then you can actually use this for either applying in a stencil to give it a raised pattern. You can apply it like this where you've got the stucco look. I've even used them for the flowers here, and I've even used it to where I put it into a baggie and I pipe with it and do lettering with it. So depending on the consistency for piping, I'd say thin it down a bit, but not too much, because you want it to stay put. And if you know, if you're looking for a raised pattern, the thicker it is. I love the laundry. Well, thank you, Lisa. I thought those were cute. I thought these little, were really cute. A dress, a shirt, a pair of pants. I think, you know, I didn't know if maybe I should put something up here, but there's so much going on with this. I just said, I think the laundry is fine. But anyway, this will be on my website if you're interested in it. I think it turned out super cute. I'm really excited about it. Let me know what you think about it. So, well, thank you, Lisa. You're so sweet. I think that kind of wraps everything up. Well, actually, I think I've got one more here. This one is a beaded necklace and earring set that I've had for a while. It is, so what I like to do when I go out thrifting, which we go out real often to do that. I will find jewelry, old pieces of jewelry, and I'll take them apart and reuse them. And so this is about 3 different kinds of jewelry that I have found, and then also some beads that I have. And I went ahead and just put it all together to make this really nice 2-strand necklace and earring set. It's got some gold in the center here. Then it's got kind of a muted grayish greenish color here, but you can see the different beads that I have. It's got some pearls, it's got some green, it's got that muted color with the gold, and I think this just turned out really super cute. Love, love, love it. So you can see that there. And then the earrings, I have wire wrapped these earrings to where they are a little bit of a flowery texture on the top, and then you've got that grayish greenish bead at the bottom. So that's all done in gold, gold jewelry wire. So I think that pretty much wraps up my show today. One thing that I am going to tell you is I'm thinking about moving, or I am going to move my time to later on in the afternoon. And I think I'm probably going to do it around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Arizona time, which would be, 7 o'clock on the East Coast. So look for me next Wednesday at 4 o'clock instead of 1 o'clock. And that way, you know, if you're off from work, maybe you can catch the show live. I would love to talk to you. Always have something to say in the comment section. I always try to respond to you if you do say something in the comment section. So if there's no more questions, I will sign off for today, and I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And you know, see if getting off work helps get everybody in here. So, all right, have a great week, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye for now.